Alright guys, so today we're gonna turbo this thing. I just took it for a ride after I finally got my tag and insurance. Apparently, if you have not had insurance on a car and you didn't turn in the tag, in Alabama at least, you get a $200 fine that can only be paid in cash for some reason. That's kind of weird and seems a little bit corrupt. But yeah, apparently if you want to have your car sitting in the yard with no insurance, you have to turn the tag in within 30 days. I didn't know that because when I left to Alaska, I just up and left. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's a little something for you. The suspension went on about 3 days ago. It's definitely starting to sink down a little bit lower. And as I just took it for my first ride, it feels pretty good. It's a little bouncy. Like whenever you hit a pothole or something, it's a little bouncy. That front, that's low right there. I like that. And I actually didn't scrub on anything, so that's cool. I think this side's a little bit higher. I did lift this side up a little bit, but it's not much. And I may lift up the other side a little bit. Because I am going to put a front splitter on this thing, and I don't want to screw it up. Like I said, I don't want it super low, just not monster truck. It is still going to be something to drive, not just to look at. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and turbo it. I already cocked the hood. I think my buddy Jared's going to come and help me out with this. Ooh, it's pretty hot. We may want to let it cool down a little bit before we get to doing anything. So I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of plan here for a minute. So basically, we're going to pull off the exhaust that's on the back side. I have a new manifold that is going to bolt right up to the turbo. Then we're going to take our oil from our pressure sensor right under there. It should be up under there somewhere. I don't know, I watched a YouTube video and it was there. So maybe I'll find that. We have, we're just gonna drill the oil pan, and then flush out the oil and put more in. Hopefully, you know, that doesn't ruin anything. We'll see. I've seen other people do it, and I guess it worked out for them. But I'm not buying a freaking $500 oil pan for this thing. That's just not happening. So we're gonna pull off the bumper again, mount our intercooler under there. It looks like I got room for an intercooler. We'll just have to see how it mounts up. And I don't know anything about vacuum lines. I literally know nothing about vacuum lines. So hopefully there's some instructions in the box. Let's see what we got. What did it come with? This looks like our boost controller. There's a big blow-off valve. Is that another blow-off valve? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm not seeing instructions so far though. I'm gonna pull everything out and take a look. Okay, I got the front bumper off. Here it is. We are going to set the intercooler down here, I think. And well, I mean, that'd be like the only place for it. I guess technically we could go Subaru. It looks like we have the hood clearance to put it on top, but we're gonna try to put it down here. And if we have to take those out, then we will. But I think we might be able to do it. Let's see what happens. Alright. So I've got this thing held on with zip ties. I had to cut on the corner of the bash bar here to make it fit the bumper on. It's gonna go up a little more like that, just because the bumper was sitting about here, not there where it needed to be. And then I had to cut, where's the headlight? I had to cut this piece off the bottom of the headlight. For some reason, it was like a thing here. It wasn't actually doing anything, so I cut that off. And that made room for this pipe to come through here. Alright, y'all. Turbo finally on. I was kind of lacking on making videos prior because it was such a difficult time. I don't suggest you do this. Like, if you're... Sorry about that. Jacket's in the way. If you're gonna do this, buy the kit that's meant for, like, if you find one that's for the Matrix or something, do that. Don't just buy the eBay kit, because I had to modify a hell of a lot of stuff. First, my manifold didn't have a wastegate port or whatever, so I wanted to look into the turbo, because the turbo is made for external wastegate. Well, it didn't have a spot to hook up vacuum line or anything on that turbo, so I just kind of figured I was, I messed up, and I kind of did. You can see I still don't have the exhaust right there, because I went to the exhaust shop. For some reason they were closed early, and they're closed today for whatever reason. But I'll get that done. We made it work though, so I got everything plumbed up all the way around through the headlight there. I didn't actually modify the headlight like I thought I was going to. Well, I did, but I thought I was gonna have to trim a little more off of a different piece. I didn't have to. I just wedged it in there, and let me tell you, it is tight. And you can see here, it don't fit perfect right there. Not like it does. Well, I guess there's kind of a gap here too, but that's just because that gap's there because this bumper was hard as hell to put back on. It was something else. I may go back and fix that, because I do got some new fog lights on the way, since that one's cracked, and I'm gonna have to take it off again, but it's not gonna be here for another month because eBay. So I'm gonna end up fixing that. I do have one of these clamps loose right here. I need to tighten that back up, but it's actually not popped off, and I've boosted it pretty hard. I'm not gonna boost it real hard until I get a tune on it, because that looks like it's about to come off too, because I don't have that exhaust, and I definitely get a little bit of smoke coming out whenever I do hit a hard boost, and it's coming right into the cabin, of course. So I'm riding with the window down right now. But yeah, she's boosted. I ended up, this is the wastegate, not the blow off valve. I've got it plumbed in here just so I can get some kind of pressure release and hooked up with the controller. It does work, and it doesn't like shudder, I guess. You hear it actually let off. So I mean, as somebody that's never done this before, I would think that I did an okay job for, the rigged parts that I got, which is all my fault. I didn't research enough and study it right, but I did get it done, and let me tell you, she rips. She's quick. And only issue I really got with it right now, besides the bumper not fitting perfect, is this is my oil pressure sensor right here, and I teed off of it, and I didn't have any thread tape or anything, so I just put it in there, and it's leaking just a little bit. So I cleaned it up, and I put some RTV on there, and I think it's all right now. I don't see it dripping recently, so for the past like 3 days. But yeah, she's turbo now, boys. So if you really want a guide on this, shit, order a kit that comes with instructions. That's all I'm gonna say. spend the extra money, because I had a hell of a time. It was a lot of custom modification, fabrication, whatever, to get this going right. And it didn't come with no instructions. It was just eBay universal turbo kit. I'm sure if it was a different car, especially one that had maybe the exhaust on the front side of it, or more easily accessible, it would have been different. But working up through the subframe and engine cradle right there, it was a mess. It took about 3.5 days to get everything right, and that was working from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But we got her done. If you like it, man, just like and subscribe. We're gonna keep doing some stuff on it. I do got the boost. You can probably see this mess right here. I got the boost gauge here. I don't like this boost gauge. I'm gonna get a different one, something that fits my interior better, because I mean, this is just like it's just a hole. And I mean, it's got like the aero gauge. I want to get one with the number on it, and I'm gonna get her tuned. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys.